Hi guys, so this is just a quick update on SCPrime, and we're just going to work out how much we have earned in the month of January. So I've put the spreadsheet together to track exactly how my two providers are doing. So I've got a Windows provider in this column here, or these columns, and I've got the Linux provider in these columns here. So I filled in the previous months with the amount of SCP I was awarded. So January was the launch here, so I'm going to fill in my awards for January. Now I do expect them to be less than December, November, because obviously the incentives are different and you're now getting paid as per the table here. So I've taken this from the SCPrime website. I'll stick a link to the most up-to-date version because they do change it every now and again, but this is apparently what's going to be happening for the next 12 months. So basically, starting in January, you're going to receive 125 SCP per terabyte used. So don't forget, this has to be used terabytes. It's not just how much storage you've got available. So 125 per terabyte, which I have worked out here in gigabytes and megabytes. So it's 0.125 per gigabyte and 0.00125 per megabyte. So I thought it'd be good to have a little calculator here. So we can actually, well, you can fill all this in yourself. So depending on how many gigabytes you've got used on your provider, so say you've got 10 gigabytes, you can expect to receive 1.25 SCP per month. Now the current value of that is $1.10. Obviously the price of SCP is quite down at the moment, down to 87 cents. So I will share this spreadsheet in the description. Don't forget, if you want to make a copy, just click on File and make a copy, and then you can edit it yourself. You can obviously delete, one of these if you don't use two providers. If you've only got one, just delete one set of columns. But what you will need to do in the calculator is just make sure each month, obviously we're in January at the moment, so we're using the price per gigabyte here in L6. So every month, so in February, for example, we'll need to update this cell to say L7. So that'll be the L7 prices. So every month, basically, they're removing 10 SCP per terabyte until we go down to 15 in December. I don't know what will happen after that. Possibly in 2023, it will just be purely what you're charging in your contract parameters. So between 1 and 5 SCP currently. So let's go on to one of our providers now, and I'll show you how you can actually check what you have earned. You would normally be able to check on the Grafana website, but because this isn't working, obviously you can't. So we're going to have to go onto the providers themselves and have a look at our wallet transactions. What you want to do is type SPC wallet. So if you type that, you can see basically obviously what's in your wallet. You can see your current confirmed balance and anything that's coming or going out of your wallet here. But what we need to do is see what transactions have occurred on our wallet. So what we're going to do is type SPC wallet transactions. And this is going to show you all the ins and outs of what's happened on your wallet. So you can see the time and date of when it happened, and you can obviously see what the state was. So what we want to search for is anything that says SCP transfer, because this is basically what is coming in or out of our wallet. So rather than scrolling through all of this and trying to find every SCP transfer, we can filter it down a bit. So what we're going to type is the following. We're going to do the same command again, SPC wallet transactions. We're going to do a pipe symbol, which is to the left of the Z key on the UK layout keyboard, shift and backspace basically. And then we're just going to type find string, find str, and we're just going to paste in or type in SCP transfer. So what this is doing now is showing you all the transfers in and out of your wallet. So we can see here's my initial transfer in of 303 SCP. You can see I withdrew 70 SCP here. And the last transaction in was for January, which is 2.44 SCP. So I can now put in here 2.44. And we can see that's worth $2.14. So we're going to move on to our Linux provider now and see how that did. So very similar on Linux, you just do a /SPC wallet transactions. And we're going to do another pipe here. But on Linux, you do grep, G-R-E-P. We'll do SCP transfer, SCP underscore transfer. We can see here all the transfers that have gone in and out. So we had 10 going in, 291 going in, 8.24 going in, and for January, the last one here, we've had 6.32 SCP. So there we are, we've got 6.32 and 2.44 for January, and that's with 37.3 gigs and 57.6 gigs in use on each provider. So if we just put 57.6 in here in our calculator, you can see here that's a value of 7.2 SCP. So I'm not 100% sure whether it's some kind of average they work it out with over the month as to how much storage you had in use, and obviously you've got things locked up in collateral, so you'll never see an exact amount. This calculator is just a rough guide as to the potential earnings, basically. So it's about $1 off here in this case. If we do the Windows one as well, 37.3, we can see that's about 4.6 SCP. But again, I'm not sure, like I say, whether it's worked out over the month in total as an average or what the actual calculations are in that sense. But this, like I say, just gives you a rough estimate as to what you can expect. So you don't have to fill this gigabyte field in. This is just for my own personal reference, just to see how much I had each month on each provider. But it's just a nice way of keeping track of how things are going. So yeah, don't believe the hype that you see in some clickbait videos. That is just simply isn't true, and it is quite misleading. You're not going to start getting thousands of dollars a month from your SCPrime storage provider. But like I say, you can use this calculator to get a rough estimate as to what you currently have. If you've only got, say, 500 megabytes, like I say, just do 0.5, that's half a gigabyte, and you can work out exactly how much you could get at the end of the month. So let me know down below how your storage providers are doing. I know quite a few people have set them up, and it's interesting to compare things. And like I say, make a copy of this if you wish by clicking File and Make a Copy, and then you can fill in your own details and work out exactly how much you've made in total over the last 12 months. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please do like and subscribe. If you've got any questions at all, please do leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. You can also click on the join button, and that really helps out the channel. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.